Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Look, today we are on an absolute mission to reclaim our morning energy. And to do that, we're going to have to completely overhaul a broken sleep system. We're going to dive deep into the very architecture of high performance sleep, pulling apart exactly why so many of us wake up feeling totally exhausted, and more importantly, how to actually fix it using the latest insights. Okay, let's just dive right into this. I want you to consider this for a second. Your brain is a computer that you never shut down, and you're trying to charge it with a broken cable. Really think about that. You sleep for 8 solid hours, right? Yet you wake up feeling like an absolute zombie. Why does that happen? Well, it's because our modern lifestyle is actively stealing our energy before our heads even hit the pillow. We literally treat our smartphones with more battery care than we treat our own biological systems. It's crazy. All right, let's get into section 1, charging with broken cables and the whole 8-hour myth. See, we've been sold this lie our entire lives, that 8 hours is some sort of, magic number. But if you're hitting that number and still waking up heavy, lazy, and tired, the stakes are incredibly high here. You are just losing your morning. You are literally surrendering your potential. You're waking up to a body you're frustrated with and an inescapable, foggy mind. It's time we stop blaming ourselves for being lazy and start looking at the actual physical mechanics of how your brain rests. Which brings us to section 2, closing your mental tabs and building what we call a second brain. That computer metaphor from earlier, it perfectly applies to our nighttime anxiety. The truth is, your brain functions exactly like a web browser. When you go to bed with unfinished tasks, lingering stress, or just a head full of random ideas you haven't captured anywhere, you are essentially leaving dozens of mental tabs wide open. And what happens? Your mind just keeps running those background processes all night long. So yeah, you might be physically unconscious, sure, but you never truly rest. Your CPU is still running hot. To fix this, you absolutely have to master the simple skill of writing things down. This is going to become your second brain. Here is a highly actionable 3-step routine you need to use before your head hits that pillow. Step 1, get every single plan, reflection, and worry completely out of your skull. Step 2, put them on paper. That piece of paper acts as your external hard drive, your second brain. And step 3, by doing this, you are actually closing those open tabs and giving your mind permission to finally shut down. It's a cognitive offload, and it totally prepares your system for real recovery. Okay, moving on to section 3, the 90-minute cycle secret and how to stop the crash. If you take away just one number from this explainer, make it this one: 90. Sleep is not a simple on and off switch, guys. Your body absolutely does not care about the little glowing numbers on the clock on your nightstand. It cares about cycles. Sleep moves through very specific stages: light, deep, and REM sleep. And these stages repeat in precise 90-minute blocks. Now, have you ever noticed that sometimes you can sleep for like only 5 hours and wake up feeling phenomenal? Yet other times you sleep for 9 solid hours and feel like an absolute wreck? Well, here is the secret. If your alarm goes off while you are smack in the middle of a 90-minute deep sleep cycle, you are going to wake up in a crash state. You'll feel like a groggy zombie, and it literally doesn't matter how long you are actually in bed. So to respect your energy, you have to respect the cycle. You need to start planning your sleep in these exact 90-minute increments. Instead of randomly shooting for 8 hours, you want to aim for these specific mathematical targets: 6 hours, 7.5 hours, or 9 hours. By timing your alarm to go off right at the end of a cycle, you catch your brain when it's naturally shifting back into lighter sleep, which makes waking up feel entirely smooth and effortless. Let's look at section 4, avoiding hidden sleep killers. Basically, stopping the system malware. Hitting those perfect 90-minute cycles won't matter one bit if you are actively poisoning your system beforehand. Mindlessly scrolling through junk media at midnight? That isn't relaxing your brain. That blue light exposure is actively tricking your brain into thinking the sun is still up. And why does this matter so much? Because that light prevents your primary sleep hormone, melatonin, from ever being released. Without melatonin, you simply never hit the deep sleep required to repair your tissue and restore your brain. You are, quite literally, sabotaging your own recovery. And then, of course, there's the caffeine. Look at this number, 6. That innocent little cup of coffee you had at 5 p.m. to push through the afternoon, it has a half-life of 6 solid hours. That means when you are lying there trying to go to sleep at 11 p.m., half of that caffeine is still actively surging through your nervous system. Your brain is literally fighting to stay awake while your body is desperately begging for rest. It's just a brutal physiological tug of war. So to stop this malware from crushing your system, you need some strict environmental rules. First, you've got to stop all caffeine after 2 p.m. You have to give your body the time it actually needs to process that stimulant. Second, cut all screens at least 1 hour before bed. This is non-negotiable. It allows that vital melatonin release to happen completely naturally, prepping your body for deep restorative rest. Finally, let's wrap up with Section 5, the Consistency Energy Rule, and your reboot sequence. You have to understand this fundamental truth. Consistency is energy. Right now, your internal clock is totally confused, probably because you go to bed at 2 a.m. one night and then try for 11 p.m. the next. To fix this, you must pick a fixed wake-up time and stick to it every single day. And yes, I mean including weekends. The golden rule of high-performance sleep is simply this. When you control the morning, the night fixes itself. Your body learns exactly when it needs to start winding down. Look, it takes real work to build this routine, which is exactly why this quote is so crucial to keep in mind. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It only cares that you do what you said you would do. Setting a strict 2 p.m. caffeine cutoff or tossing your phone in another room at night isn't always going to feel fun in the moment. But discipline is the absolute core requirement for building that consistency your body is intensely craving right now. So let's quickly summarize what we've unpacked today. Stop charging your brain with a broken cable. Get your worries onto paper to close all those background mental tabs. Fix your cycles by sleeping in 90-minute blocks, not random hours. Eliminate the blue light and late-day caffeine that act as system malware. Just respect your body, and I promise you, you will wake up sharper, stronger, and far more alive. I want to leave you with a really provocative question pulled directly from the source material for this explainer. Are you ready to stop being a watcher and start waking up as a machine? If you are genuinely ready to take immediate action tonight to completely overhaul your architecture and claim back your mornings, drop a comment below right now saying, Day 0, I'm starting. All right, now go. Set that alarm, ditch those screens, and initiate your reboot sequence.